Hey, whippersnappers, it's Tortimer the Gray. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Gray version Season 3. This week we are continuing the Elite Four after a bit of a holiday hiatus, and we are doing our Doubles Dark Elite Four battles. This is our second Elite Four member. So, kicking off this week with Codeman, we've got a handful of familiar faces. I feel like most of the people on my team this week have been on a team before, except for Tapu Koko, who I can't pronounce the name of. I think it's the Aztec name for Mexican hot chocolate or something. Because in my brain, just whenever I think of Tapu Koko, I think in the Alola games, I think you could buy like Tapu Koko, but like hot chocolate Coke. Anyway, I always loved that, and so that's the name of Tapu Koko. There he is, Zocolotl or whatever. But yeah, I think everybody else is a returning member. Maybe not all from the same team or whatever, but is somebody who I've used in the last 2 or so weeks of Ubers. So, Elite Four Acolyte Codeman goes down. Sorry, I went off on a tangent on Tapu Koko and didn't talk about that battle at all. Sorry about that, Codeman. But I greatly appreciate your participation. Let's jump into the next one, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we are up against Elite Four Acolyte Espresso Cat, and I know that, we got the Dynamax right off the front here. I know that everybody will be super disappointed. No Tortellini again this week. We had a late battle last week, and so my recording windows at the end of the week were kind of shot, and so I'm recording this first thing Monday morning as Tortellini and the wife have just gone off to do some fun mother-kid activities. So yeah, no Tortellini this week. Maybe we'll be able to get him in on next week. I guess we'll just kind of see how it goes. The Walking Head takes down the Incineroar, and then G-Max Glinda was able to take down the Dynamaxed Drapion there. Walking Head taking down the Malamar, and Glinda taking down the Urshifu. Wow, we're wrecking here. There we go. Glinda's G-Max is over. Absol and Yveltal come in. Yeah, the Dark type was not the hardest type to combat. I definitely lost a couple of battles this week, but especially with a Fairy type starter. I even felt bad about adding Tapu Koko to the team. It's like, I've already got a Fairy, but I really wanted to use Tapu. I just like Tapu Koko. We're talking about Tapu Koko again. That wasn't really my intention. Anyway, thank you so much for participating this week, Acolyte Espresso Cat. I greatly appreciate it. Let's move on to the next battle, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, I think the problem is that we're up against Elite Four Acolyte Klungar. That's the problem. No, the problem is that these battles, because they're doubles, are just so much shorter. I go on my little tangents, but the battles are half the length of a normal battle, so by the time I go off on a tangent, they're already over. Mothra comes in and takes a hard Dark Pulse there. I was hoping that she would take that a little bit better. Set up the Quiver Dance. I don't think Mothra did anything this week. Every time I've brought her in, I think she just goes down in one hit. For such a big Pokemon, she really doesn't have very much bulk, unfortunately. Romulus comes in, which for potentially the first time. And so we got Romulus and Tapu Koko. The Behemoth Bash going to finish off the Grimmsnarl there. And the Snarl going to be hitting both members of the field. At which point the Walking Head comes in. He's going to take that Earthquake pretty well. The Wild Charge surprisingly doing very little for a super effective hit. Obviously it's not Stab, but still, some bulk on Yveltal. Have to keep that in mind, I guess. Close combat doing almost as good, being resisted, but I guess there's a more powerful move and it's Stab, so I guess that's fair. Switch Glinda in, immediately switch Tapu Koko back in. Probably a misplay at that point, but the Sunsteel Strike would have killed either of them, I guess. Glinda comes in, and we do get the G-Max up, at which point then the Icicle Crash lands. Unfortunately, I've got the Choice Scarf on Bumble, and that Icicle Crash just isn't really doing us any good. Should have gone for the Earthquake or something. I really wanted the Yveltal off the field, unfortunately, and so I wanted to have the Ice move at play. The Protect coming from the Nazgul there. Scar is protected as well. They're both confused thanks to the G-Max Smite, which might help the Nazgul taking some good damage and then taking itself down with confusion, so that'd work out pretty nicely for us. Glinda manages to survive the Sunsteel Spike there. Unfortunately, we just don't have anything for this this Necrozma. Necrozma is something Solgaleo. I don't even know what this thing's called, but there it is, and it's able to withstand our because Glinda's got like Psychic and Fairy and maybe a Grass move. I can't remember what her third move. She's got a move that tends to rotate a little bit. But yeah, none of that was going to do anything against the Steel Psychic type, I think is what that thing is. And then Bumble obviously was locked into the Ice move, which wasn't doing anything either. So and he hadn't even got Klungar didn't. I was going to say he didn't even get to G-Max his Urshifu there. So yeah, we really didn't stand a chance. So thank you so much for participating this week, Acolyte Klungar. I greatly appreciate it. Let's move on to the next battle, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, guys, and here we are up against Elite Four Acolyte Pocket Flygon. We've got the Incineroar and the Grimmsnarl up. The Iron Head landing on Glinda, causing the flinch, but not doing an excessive amount of damage. The Bug Buzz there, even with a Quiver Dance, not really doing a whole lot. Does Fairy resist Bug? I suppose it's possible, but that would just be kind of a spit in the face of Bug. Bug doesn't need any more difficulties in the tight matchup game. Glinda able to withstand, and she gets the G-Max Smite, but Fire does resist Fairy, and so neutral damage there, not enough. Finally, the Bug Buzz, after 2 Quiver Dances, able to take down the Grimmsnarl there, which point then the Incineroar comes, or is going to take the next Bug Buzz and go down. Mothra and Glinda both go down to a Rock Slide, so I guess Mothra did get a couple of KOs this week, 2 for the whole week, I think, but there it is. At which point then Tapu Hot Cocoa and the Walking Dead come in and finish off something there. What was it that just went down? Oh, the Urshifu. The Swindler and the Jirachi. This Jirachi was a pain. It kept pulling moves. It's going to use me first or whatever. So I'm trying to get rid of Yveltal here, but the Jirachi just keeps taking the moves, unfortunately. Tapu Koko's got telepathy, so it's able to avoid the Earthquake. Unfortunately, Yveltal's flying, so can it. The Iron Head going to take out Bumble there. Tapu Koko then up with Romulus. Tapu Koko going to go down to a Psychic there. The Behemoth Bash going to do decent damage, but not enough to really to finish off. And then this is where the Jirachi starts with the follow me stuff. I'm just trying to get this Yveltal off the field, but Jirachi's got the bulk and the resistances and the moves to keep us from doing that. So unfortunately, it's pulling focus there, and it pulls it long enough that Romulus is going to go down to a final Psychic there and go out. So good plays by Pocket Flygon. I greatly appreciate your participation this week, Acolyte Flygon. Let's move on to the next battle, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, guys, and here we are up against the first of our Elite Four members. It's a doubles week, and so we've got the double Elite Four members. I think between the two of them, they've got a full team of Dark Pokemon. No, that's me. It's slightly over a full team of Dark Pokemon. No, I had flagged Shun as our Elite Four leader before I did this next battle. And then this week when I was looking at him, like trying to decide between the two, I'm like, wow, Shun had shockingly few Dark Pokemon on his team. And so I decided to kind of let them tag team it here. Mothra goes down. The Oblivion Wing going to land, but not do a whole lot of damage to Glinda there. Yveltal going down to a G-Max Smite. So I think this is the quickest Yveltal's gone down this week. That thing's been bulky. At which point then the Quillfish comes in. Throws up the Intimidate, going to switch back out. The Discharge going to do decent damage up against Tony and only a flesh wound. And then Discharge doing... I brought Discharge. It's not a recommended, but it has a 30% chance to paralyze, and I thought that would be good, especially if I could hit both sides of the field and potentially get double paralysis or whatever. I figured that'd be worth going for a slight downgrade in power. I do think Glinda gets hit by it, or the ally Pokemon does... whichever. So the Discharge gonna there's Glinda taking damage, and Glinda gets paralyzed, so that's less than ideal. But it did manage to give us a paralysis on the Corviknight, I guess, and it's helpful to get damage off on multiple Pokemon there. Lucky Rabbit goes down, as does Glinda, leaves us with Romulus and Bumble. So Romulus and Bumble come out. Romulus gets the boost. The Rock Slide comes out and takes down the Cinderace and the Corviknight. At which point Mr. Puff comes in and blocked into Rock Slide with Bumble. So gonna keep that up, and then the Wild Charge from Romulus. Just trying to speed it up as much as we can. Get rid of that Water type. So down goes Elite Four leader Shunosaurus, or at least the first of our doubles Elite Four leaders. So thank you so much for participating this week, Leader Shun. I greatly appreciate it. Let's move on to our final battle of the week, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, guys, and here we are up against our Elite Four leader, Part 2, Scad, and we lead off with, well, I think Glinda must have been in yeah, Glinda came out, but then I quickly switched in it to Mothra, because I think we had a Steel type out there, and I didn't want to mess with that. Walking Head, gonna take a hard knockoff. That did way more than I would have liked to seen. Mothra, hey, Mothra gets another KO. Good for her. Or good for him. Oops, Mothra's a male, apparently. Whichever. I don't know. I don't watch Godzilla movies very much. I watched the most recent Godzilla vs. Kong, and I watched that really garbage one from like 1999. That was my Godzilla. Mothra maybe. I thought Mothra was a female, but maybe not. Anyway, that was just a misclick probably. Glinda up against the Giratina. I wanted to say Darkrai. I'm like, that's not right. Although Darkrai would have been a dark type. No. Scad's team is fairly well on theme. I was mostly just poking fun. You guys are obviously allowed to do whatever you want to with your teams. It's more actual guidelines than rules. You guys know that. Then Romulus and Bumble back out on the field together. Romulus and Bumble are actually a good combo. I don't think I really got to use it to much effect this week. But I know the first time I used them, they were on the same team, and Romulus has Howl, and Bumble was like the only other physical attacker on the team, so I would use Howl and boost both of their attacks. But there we go. Both Shun and Scad took me down to 2, and so down to my last pair. So thank you guys both so much for participating. And so yeah, we've got our Elite Four Dark duo, Shun and Scad, which is, I don't think we've never had. I guess we've really only had the one doubles gym leader even, with Liza and Tate. We certainly haven't had a doubles Elite Four member. That would be kind of cool, though. Anyway, in the gray version we do, and so thank you so much for participating both this week, Shun and Scad, as well as all of our Elite Four acolytes. I greatly appreciate your participation week in and week out. Now, if you guys are in my Discord, which you are, you already know what's coming for this next week, because obviously this episode's a little late coming out, but let's jump over to the spreadsheet just so those who are watching at home can get a feel for what they're going to be expecting to see in this coming week's battles. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Alrighty, so here is the spreadsheet. Now, as I said, we've already done this roll because obviously it's Monday when I'm recording this. So usually if I can't record by Saturday, I like to do the roll early so you guys can get a little bit of time, extra time to do your building, because obviously battles start Monday. Not everybody gets in on Monday, obviously, but just to give you guys as much time as possible. But, so we've gotten through 2 tiers of the Elite Four. We are starting the 3rd of the 4 Elite Four. We rolled the grass type and doubles once again. So another doubles week, but this time doing grass. So excited to see what you guys come up with. As of time recording, I'm recording this as opposed to doing team building, because usually I don't get around to doing team building until Monday morning at some point, like as Codeman or Flygon, whoever gets in first. Whoever sends me that message, usually I'm like, yeah, give me a sec, and I'll be right there. And I'm like rapidly team building, just like crap. I didn't put together a team for this week. But as soon as I hit the save button or the render button on this, I'll go throw a team together just so I'm hopefully ready by the time the first of you guys are ready to go. But anyway, guys, I've been Torm with the Great, and you guys have been great. Hopefully we'll be back with Tortellini next week, because I'm sure that is everybody's favorite part of watching these episodes. Yeah. I will see you guys all out on the battlefield this week, and hopefully we'll have some fun, exciting battles to showcase in next week's episode. Alrighty, guys, I've been Torm with the Great, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.